Welcome to the Document Management System training session from MicroMD EMR. Before we begin, there are just a few things you need to remember. First, you must use a Twain compliant scanner with DMS. Secondly, keep in mind that the bigger the resolution on the scanner, the bigger the file. The resolution on the scanner should be set between 200 and 300. MicroMD is the image document repository for MicroMD, PM, and EMR. It is where items like scanned paper charts, lab results, forms requiring patient signatures, and that type of thing are stored. You can get to MicroMD DMS from different areas of the EMR. First, when you're on your desktop, and under Desktop Tools, you could have a shortcut for Document Manager. When you open Document Manager from here, this will take you to the Practice file cabinet, where you'll find items like claims reports, EB status reports, letters, and statements. If you open Document Manager from the patient's chart, Chart Tools, and Document Manager, this will take you to the patient folders. Here you're going to find things directly related to the patient, such as EKGs, orders, letters, images, etc. In DMS, you'll find different colored folders. The red folders are hard-coded. These cannot be deleted, and you cannot rename them. The blue folders are folders created by the practice, specifically for their needs. These can be renamed, and they can be deleted as long as no patient has anything in that folder. The yellow folder means there's something in that folder, and the green folder means that folder is open. As I said, the blue folders have been created by the practice. A practice may want to add several folders, and in order to do that, they'll follow these steps. To open another file cabinet, if you click on the white piece of paper and open File Cabinet, this took me back to the Practice file cabinet. So it's the same file cabinet that you'll find when you go into Document Manager from the desktop. And now I'm back in the Patient's file cabinet. You can also click on the white piece of paper, the DMS button, click Open, and open System on File. This area is a central console that allows a user to scan multiple documents from multiple patients quickly and easily. So if you have several things that need to be scanned in, maybe a pile of 30 different things, and you just want to scan them in real quick, you can scan them into the unfiled folder, and this is where you're going to find them. Then from here, if there were items listed in here, you could highlight it, click on Account, find the patient's account, so search for the patient, choose which folder you want this item to go in, and then you would just add it into that folder. So it would be taken off of here and put into the correct patient's account. Next, I'm going to show you how to scan, whether it's from within DMS or from the attachments. First of all, from DMS, there's this little icon up at the top. You can also click on the DMS button, Add Document, and from here you can add from Twain device. So remember, the Twain device is the scanner. You can also add a document from a template, from a file, or from a web address. Focus on scanning from the Twain device. This will bring up the scanning screen, and once you would click on here, it'll take you to the next screen, which is the screen for the practice's scanner. And from there, you could scan your document in. You can also name your document, and you can see that it defaults to today's date. And I'm going to close DMS and show you where else you can scan from. If you go to the Medical Information tab in the patient's chart, Miscellaneous, and Attachments, from here, you can click on Add in the action buttons, and you can see that it already pulls up the patient's name because we are in Anthony Smith's chart. You can also associate an attachment. What this is if you created an order from within MicroMD, so whether it be a procedure order, lab order, referral, any order you would find under here. So you would choose what type of order it was. From this next drop down, you would locate that order, and you can view the original order by clicking on the View button. So just to make sure that you have the correct one pulled up. And you can also change the order status from here. So if this order has now been completed, you can come in here and change it to Performed Received. If you have the Create Test Result button checked, that's going to put the test result on the provider's desktop so he can view it. The next section, the attachment method, you can either attach from an existing file, scan a paper document, record a new audio file, or web address. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Scan a Paper Document. And you can see a procedure order result. You can see also that it highlighted the correct folder in the attachment method section, so you don't even have to choose that there. You would then go and name the item, and we always recommend that you start the file name with the date. This is for it to be easier to locate once you have several attachments in a patient's chart. So name it with the date, maybe the type of order it was, and then a little bit more details about what type, like this one I have a procedure, a chest x-ray. You could have a lab and a TSH, just so that it's easier to find later when the patient has a whole bunch of attachments on their file. You would also click on Attachment 4. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Paul Primary because he's this patient's provider, and insert the View button. If this provider has already viewed the results, you can click on Viewed, and it will not go to his desktop to be viewed again. And you can also add additional comments. Once you have all the information filled in, click on Scan, and it'll bring you back to the scan window where you would click on Scan again, and it'll bring you to one more window where you need to click on Scan. The document would then scan, and you would see it going through. And when it's finished scanning, you must remember to click on Attach. If you don't click the Attach button, it's not going to attach to that patient's chart. And you can see my attachment here. And of course, there's nothing in it because I didn't really scan anything. You can also go to your desktop tab and attachments here. Click on New. And the only difference here is that you need to choose your patient. So I'm going to go back into Charts and into the Document Manager. And just a couple other things that I want to show you from here. If you want to add pages to an existing document, so let's say this is a lab result and another page came over. If you open that result up, click on the white piece of paper, Add Page, and Add from Twain Device. What you want to do here is click on the Append button. You'll scan the document in, and when you click the Append button, it's going to attach to this document. So then you would see two pages here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and open up the head x-ray. And let's say I wanted to add page notes to this x-ray. I'm going to click on the DMS, or the little white piece of paper, and click on Add Note. And I'm going to say we discussed this with the patient. I'm going to save that, and what happens is it adds a little tab here, and it says Page Notes. So it alerts the person looking at this image that there are page notes involved. You can also, again, go back to the DMS button and add a comment. So here I'm going to add a comment. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. When you add document comments, you can see now there's an additional tab that shows that there are document comments. If you click on the tab, you can see the comments that were made, and the same thing with page notes. You can add more page notes or comments just by doing the same thing, clicking on the DMS button, and add another note, and what will happen is it'll just give you another box with the second note listed. The next thing I'm going to show you are the icons up here. We have the little icon that looks like a computer, and when you click on the drop down, you can change the way your icons here are displayed by clicking on these. The home button, when I click on it, takes you back to the top, or the original view. The up button, let me go into one of these items, and up will just take you to the level you were just previously at. And search and find, if you know the name of the document, or you were looking for something from a particular day, and I have nothing in here for this patient on this day, but what you would do is just go ahead and put the document name in here and search, and it'll give you the list of anything that matches that search. The other icons clear up here at the top. The little icon right next to the DMS button is just another way to add from a Twain device, so that's another way of getting to the scanning quicker. And this is another place to add from template, so if you want to add images. Next, I'm going to show you how to delete an item from the original folder and put it where it belongs. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the EKG, and you can see that we have labs in here. Well, so what I'm going to do is find the folder where I want to put that, and I'm going to put it in labs. I'm going to highlight and then drag it and drop it into the correct folder. And you can see as I'm hovering over it, you can see that that folder is gray, and that means that's where it's going to drop into. So I'm going to drop it in, and I'm going to go ahead and do this one also. Just drag and drop it in. And it's been taken out of the EKG folder, and now you'll see those in the lab folder. If you want to merge two documents that are in the same folder, all you need to do is highlight, drag, and drop it into the correct document. And now that merged these labs together, and you can see this lab now has 2 pages. If you want to move a page out of a document, open that up, go to the page that you want to move out, highlight it, click on the DMS button, click on Save As, Export Page, and when you're on these items in here, make sure that you are clicking on the icon and not the actual words, because it's the icon that's going to make it open up. And here it's going to show you where do you want to export it to. I'm just going to find the folder where I want it to go. You can name the document, export, and now you'll find it in the images. You can also export a document, open it up, and if you save as, you can save it to a file also. And this could be a file someplace else outside of the EMR. So maybe you want to save it to the desktop or in My Documents, and you can just name the file and save it that way also. And lastly, if you want to email a page, open it up, highlight that page, click on the menu button, and click the email page. And of course I don't have Outlook on mine, so I can't show you, but it would just bring you up a page that looks just like an email page where you put the address in, and it'll attach to that. That completes the Document Management System training session for MicroMD EMR.